and abundance, everybody. Greetings, greetings. I want to just allow a couple minutes for some people to come in before we dive in deep into our practice. Um, Happy Friday. Happy July. Another month. I hope this month has been good to you thus far. And I trust that June was everything that it needed to be for you as well. So, peace, 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 everyone. All right, making sure I got everything. I'm going live on all these channels. If you do not already or have not already, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we host Zero to Zen and our talk show on Mondays, Mindfulness Monday, where we have some real conscious conversations. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so. Blooming Lotus Birthing and Wellness, and you'll find so much mental food, good mental food on there. And lots of high vibrational conversations and information. So today we're gonna go ahead and tap into our practice. We're going to do we're gonna do a little bit of what we learned last Friday. If you were here with us, we did what we call emotional freedom techniques, and that's basically using these simple exercises to tap in various parts of our bodies to decrease anxiety, to decrease pain, to take us out of fight or flight mode and puts us into rest and relax mode. Because we know that when we're in fight or flight, our body is in overdrive, and it can lead to or will lead to dis-ease, stuff like panic attacks, hypertension, even diabetes, because it releases certain hormones and chemicals in the blood and the body that damages our organs if it stays in that state too long. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. All right. So first, I guess we'll start with, I wanted to do just a little bit of education. I shared a chart a couple years ago that a lot of people benefited from. So I wanted to just give a little bit of education on that. And then we can get into our emotional freedom techniques. And then I'm going to hand it off to the beautiful Empress Nia so that she can lead us in our yoga practice today. All right, so I'm going to share this with y'all. Okay. Can y'all see? So this is a map of consciousness levels. We talk about energy levels, and I'm bringing this up, and it's going to come full circle. Stay with me, good people. Hi, hello, people. Hello, YouTube land and Facebook land. Happy Friday. Happy Friday again to those who were not here when I gave my greeting. Peace and abundance, and happy July. So basically, we talk about vibrations. Oh, high vibes only, good vibes only, and things of that nature. But what does that really mean practically and like in everyday life? So I like to pull out this chart to remind people, especially my friends who like to say, oh, baby, I'll match your vibration in a minute. If it's not high vibrational, you may want to be mindful about matching energy because it may not be favorable for you. Let's say, I'll give an example. I'm trying to manifest this new car, or I'm manifesting this new car. And to manifest anything, it requires a certain amount of energy or a certain vibration, simply because everything is energy, right? And the requirement, you have to be on a certain frequency or level to be able to call into what you want. You attract what you emit. Your vibe attracts your tribe. That is really, really true. From a space of consciously doing it or intentionally doing it, or subconsciously doing it. Anywho, so when we talk about a vibration, the higher the vibration, the higher your frequency, the more magnetic you are to attract those things that are favorable. High vibrations, peace, love, joy, acceptance. So when we talk about things like shame, guilt, apathy, grief, look how low vibrational those things are. So we start to manifest when we're in this space of acceptance and reason. That's when we're able to consciously or intentionally attract things to us, like opportunities, people who match our vibrations or our soul tribe, things of that nature. We are reflections of who we are. So when we get to this level of this high vibration of love and reason, and I accept and love me for who I am. And that's why if you remember the emotional freedom techniques last week, we gave acceptance statements as we tapped on our bodies. And that's just programming ourselves to accept ourselves, because look how high vibrational acceptance is. And with that, we can love ourselves. We can reason with our past and what it is, and make peace with that. So you see how these high vibrational emotions are way up there on the chart, and it's because we're able to grasp and get these favorable vibrations when we operate in that frequency. So I say that to say we don't want to be out here matching vibrations that we don't necessarily want to see come back. You know, people talk about karma, what comes around goes around. You reap what you sow, baby. You hear it in so many different languages, and it's just the law of attraction. If I'm out here being fearful, I'm going to be down here worrying and having anxiety, and then I'm going to attract things that are low vibrational. And that can be on a physical level as well, because when we're fearful, a lot of stuff is going on in the news right now that's like gotten people up in uprage, uproars, and anger. Look at that. Fearful about what we're going to do now. That sets you up for illness, because you're vibrating low. And so it sets you up to encompass or attract low vibrational things like illness and sickness and things that break the body down instead of building the body up. So I say, when you see things like that, or you are confronted with things that may make you fearful or angry, we want to tap into what about this is making me fearful and angry? What is the solution to be able to get my mind into a space where I don't feel like this? Because again, these vibrations release hormones in the body, cortisol, adrenaline, that puts our organs and our body into overdrive, make us look old, our hair don't grow. Sometimes we have fertility issues, definitely blood pressure issues. So we want to vibe high, not just say it, but be it. And when we encounter with people or issues that, we don't favor, that may make us angry, we don't want to run away from those emotions. You can't heal what you don't feel. We want to confront them. And it doesn't mean engage or become entwined with those emotions. It simply means to know what it is. Hey, I know this is, hey, I'm feeling fearful right now, but what I would like to feel, or this is nothing to fear. I know this is just an illusion, or this is just a figment of my imagination. However you want to confront that feeling. But you don't want to run away from it, but you don't want to entertain it either. Don't be out here arguing with people about their beliefs. You're not going to change what somebody believes over a keyboard. Not usually, especially if they're not open to seeing your point of view or the change that you want to see. And that's okay. We're not the same. But if you engage in these frequencies, you're in turn lowering your vibration. You're tarnishing your aura, or the light that you emit. And when you dim that, you can't attract the things that you desire. You just attract more and more of what you don't. And complaining does the same thing. When people say things about gratitude is the attitude, it's very, very true, because it's high vibrational. Even if things aren't favorable, you go and find the good in that thing. You go and you find the blessing, as people say. You go find the good in it, and you give thanks for it. This was difficult. I got through it. It was challenging, but I'm grateful for that experience. I'm so much better than for that experience. I survived that experience. It's a way of giving gratitude for things that may not be favorable, and that keeps us in a high vibration instead of complaining, because what you give attention to, what you give your attention to is you're going to get back. You're going to get more back in your life. So if you're complaining about that job or that man or whatever it is, that's not going to fix anything. It's going to keep you in a state of receiving more of what you're complaining about. All right. So I'd like to include this handy dandy chart right here, everybody, because it gives us a picture or a visual of how important it is about vibrations, like how important it is to be in tune with what vibration you're entertaining. And not to say that we won't get angry or maybe say a curse word or maybe lose our temper. We are part human as well. But we don't stay in that frequency, and we realize, being aware, oh, I know with my son, he can press some buttons sometimes. And so because he knows me, he's a part of me, and I recognize me, and he knows how to press my buttons. So when I see him headed there, I can recognize that now, as opposed to I would previously have an outburst or react unfavorably. And I'm like, dang, like, what is this? And it's all about being aware. I see where this is headed. How can I restructure this conversation in a way that I communicate to where I'm not angry or becoming any other low vibrational frequency other than what I intend to be. So yeah, this is the chart. I will post it on my page, but it is very, very helpful for me. I know, because it really puts a visual in what it looks like to have these emotions and where it goes, like as far as on frequency rise. You see things like shame and guilt. I used to be very, very shy and ashamed to speak for reasons that it's some way deep down childhood trauma that I had to get rid of. And that kept me low vibrational. That kept me in a space of not feeling worthy because I had those emotions. So I had to learn to really be mindful of my emotions and why I was feeling the way I felt. And I get there by spending time with myself each day and really evaluating why I feel these things and not operating off of a program of just going. But hey, see, why do you feel this way when you go down this street? Or when you watch this movie, why do you feel that way? Or when you speak to this person, why do you feel that way? Like really questioning our emotions and what they mean to us, because you'll find out so much about yourself when you do that and stop just operating on autopilot. So there I am with my spiel. We're going to get started with some tapping and just a couple grounding exercises before Empress takes over. And if you got any questions, I want to check questions really, really quickly before I turn this over to this goddess. All right. Ah, Tristana said peace. All right, peace, elevated energy. Peace, Mrs. Bird Gang. What's up? My soul tribe is staying today. Yes, yes. All right. All right. Checking in from work. We are grateful for you. And if you're at work and can't do all of these exercises right now, please tap back in with us. We'll have this available on my page, on our YouTube page for you to go back. I know the exercise from last Friday was so beneficial that I went back and was doing it when I was doing my own personal meditation. And it was so very powerful. So please go back and check previous episodes. And Princess Empress Nia is constantly doing her thing, and we're so grateful to have her on the network. All right, so we're just going to start by just doing a body scan, checking in with ourselves. So let's take some intentional breaths. Let's try inhaling 4, holding 4, and then exhaling 4. If you're pregnant, please do not hold your breath for any amount of time. You got to supply oxygen to baby. We ain't trying to interrupt that flow. You're doing work over there. So if you're joining us, we're just going to take a couple of grounding breaths. And as we breathe in, we want to just scan the body to see if there's any aches, pains, tightness, anything that you notice in the body. And it's just becoming aware. Don't try to loosen the tightness. Just become aware of it. Don't tune too much into it, but just notice it. Hey, got a little tightness in my back, or I got a little catch in my shoulder, whatever you have be, and just breathe through it. So let's start with some breaths. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, releasing for 4. Here we go. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4. All right. Try it again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4. All right. And one more, y'all. One more. And this time I want you to breathe deep, deep down into your diaphragm. And as you're breathing, hold your womb space. And if there's anything you need to speak to her about, tell her about, hey girl, these cramps is cutting. What do I need to be doing? She'll talk to you. She'll reveal what you need. So I want you to take this next breath and be intentional with connecting with your womb space. All right, ladies? Actually, let's take two more. Let's take two more. All right, so on the inhale, we're going to breathe in through our nose and breathe deep, deep down into that womb space. Hold your womb space, and we're going to just count to 4, and then we're going to release that breath, exhaling anything you're ready to let go of, all right? And just be intentional as you breathe down into her. You're oxygenating her. You're creating a connection and establishing a connection with your womb that is very, very powerful, especially now. All right, y'all ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold your womb space. Connect with her. Breathe in that white light. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4. All right. One more good, just fresh cleansing breath, sending white light and good, fresh, clean air to your womb space, oxygenating her and just establishing a good blood flow. So let's breathe in again, ladies. In. 2, 3, 4. Release. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Release. 2, 3, 4. My apologies, y'all. I got a little confused. I had y'all releasing too early. All right. So just give a good rub. Rub on your heart space, just waking yourself up. All right. And then noticing any areas that you may have some pain or some aches and just rating that pain. 0 being little to no pain at all. 10 being the worst pain you ever felt. And just rate any pain or any sensations you may be feeling in the body. This is being present. Just rate that because we're going to do our body scan. So let's say, for instance, today for me, what sensations am I feeling? I'm feeling pretty, let's say I'm feeling flighty today. I'm trying to ground myself with this new July energy. So I'm going to say I'm feeling flighty today, but I need to ground myself. So that's going to be my accepting statement for myself. If there's anything you may be feeling, an ache or pain or anything like that, use that as your acceptance statement. What an acceptance statement is, if you're new here, is basically me saying, although I'm feeling really flighty today, I fully and accept myself and my groundedness and my wholeness and whatever it is that I'm calling in today. All right. So if you're in pain, just say, hey, my pinky toe may be throbbing today, but I fully and accept myself and my healing and my wholeness and being pain-free and living a pain-free lifestyle. So we remember that statement as we do our tapping, and we'll get started with that tapping right here. Very simple exercise. They're called emotional freedom techniques. You can do this anywhere. Pregnant people, not pregnant, babies, anybody, children can do emotional freedom techniques. And what it does is it increases serotonin and the feel-good hormones in the body to where you're balancing yourself out and you take yourself out of fight or flight and into rest and relax. So let's get started. First, we'll tap here, our karate chop areas. And you can choose to tap on both sides of the body or either side of the body. Me personally, I like balance. So I do it on each side of the body. While, just kind of thinking about my statement, my grounding statement or my acceptance statement. Although I'm feeling a little flighty today, I fully and wholly accept myself and love myself and my path and my journey. So you're saying this while you're tapping. The next spot we're tapping is our head, and it only takes about 8 or 9 taps. It doesn't take a lot. All right? Just breathing and accepting ourselves. Next is right here between where your brow starts. You can do either one side or both sides, where your beginning of your brow. I like to do both sides. I like balance. All right. Then the outside, right here, the outsides of your eye, right in the corners of your eye. You're going to tap here next. All right. That's good. Keep breathing. All right. And then right under the nose. Can get some good taps in there. Breathing and accepting ourselves fully and wholly, peacefully, blissfully, being authentically us. I love it. All right, and then underneath the lip is next. I got a little carried away with that one. I felt some release. All right, under the lip, right above the chin. All right. And then next is what I like to do, the black power fist. But you're using your pinky and your thumb, and you're gonna touch your collarbone. Both nudges on your collarbone, and you're gonna tap there a few times. Very, very powerful. Opening the heart space, releasing and accepting, that steady cycle, releasing and accepting that flow. All right, a few taps there. And then the last spot, you can pick either below the armpit, women, right where your bra strap would be, the side of your bra line, you can tap there. Get the other side if you like. All right, and just taking a cleansing breath. One more, just noticing any sensations that you may have rated in the beginning of this practice and what they are now. Have they decreased? Are they about the same? And if they haven't, feel free to repeat this if you need to. Take another cleansing breath. Being mindful of what we're feeling, thinking back to that emotional frequency chart, bringing us into alignment with our practice. That is what I have. If you have any questions, we'll answer a few after the practice, but I'm going to hand it over to Empress Nia. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions about emotional freedom techniques, please let me know. If you would like a copy of the chart, please check out my Facebook page, Zamika Lockett, and also Blooming Lotus Birthing and Womb Wellness. I'll leave a copy there. Also a copy of the tapping points, because I was supposed to leave that on last week, but I'll get back with y'all this week. All right, that's what I have. You are so grateful, Kayla P. You are welcome. You are very welcome. It is a pleasure and an honor. All right, Empress Nia, let me get you in this thing.
Give thanks, peace, and blessings, you all. Bless it. Give thanks, Goddess Z. That was so beautiful. I full enjoyed the tapping experience, and I'm ready for this practice. So today we're going to get into techniques specifically for balancing energy. And I wanted to work more so with the feminine energy because from time and time that I've moved through the through the world, I've pretty much just seeing how the powers that be interact with the world, right? How the earth is treated, from things such as gentrification to pretty much as they would consider climate change, or the ways in which the forces really, the forces meaning the powers that be, the man-made created forces interact with the earth. I find it to be a lack of feminine energy, right? So the whole point of utilizing these natural techniques, right, is to harness, yes, both the yin and the yang, the balance, but also to bring to surface what we suppress most, which is the feminine energy. So we're going to do mudras today. And we did mudras last class, but specifically we're going to deal with the lotus flower mudra. And just to give some explanation, mudras are symbols that we use our hands, meaning both the palm and the fingers, as a conductor of energy. So in the Sanskrit meaning, the mudra meaning is attitude, gesture, or seal. And with the mudra, we utilize the energy to either generate energy, as we were doing with the tapping. We were generating energy, right? So we were stimulating healing, or we can use it to direct it. And many times, as we do it within the practice of Kundalini yoga, we direct the energy from the base of our spine up into the crown consciousness, up into the aura energy, right? So we're going to begin with the first mudra, which is the prayer hands. I like to call it the devotional mudra, to open up our practice. So we're going to press our palms together. Fingers are aligned together, right? And we're going to put our thumbs right on our heart chakra and start to give ourselves some great gentle rubs, just massage in circular motions. And let's just reverse. Let's just reverse for balance and opening up, this practice with love at hand, love and intention. So we're going to rest our palms together still on the heart chakra. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. And if you close your eyes, focus your eyes inwardly on what is known as your first eye chakra, your first eye. We're going to take a deep breath in through our nose, a conscious deep breath in, filling up our bellies, breathing into our hearts, exhale out of our mouth. Let's take 2 more clearing breaths like that. Take a deep inhale in. Exhale. One more breath. This time we're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our nose as well. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Now that last breath is what we call a calming breath. It's like a lavender effect. So we're going to inhale for Om as we open our yoga practice together. Inhale. Om. Yes, bless it. So the Om is just the sacred sound vibration of like the universe. It's actually labeled as the universal chant, but it's like the Alpha and Omega. It's like the time of beginning to the time of creation, like an endless cycle of life, right? So with the Lotus Mudra, right, we're going to bring our prayer hands back together. And as we're here on Lotus Birthing and Womb Wellness, the Lotus Mudra is actually a feminine energy. It is a feminine mudra that does connect to the divine feminine energy, which we would call the womb. And it also has a deep and powerful connection with the heart chakra. So as our palms are together in the Anjali Mudra, which is the devotional prayer hand, we're going to open our fingers, right? So we're going to keep the thumbs joined and we're going to keep the pinkies joined, right? And this makes the lotus flower, right? And anyone who's seen lotus flowers would say that they're the most beautiful thing that you can ever really see. Have your sight on within the pond of others. So let's just get into the powerful meaning of it, right? So the lotus flower is one of the most powerful feminine energies of conductors, right? It helps with easing anxiety, stress, and it balances the mind and the spirit. And it's also used to heal the heart. So voila, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to actually use this as a way of two ways. We're either going to be releasing energy or we're going to be manifesting energy, right? So just based upon the chart that we just saw of different emotional languages to identify with the different states of being, materially, emotionally, and mentally, right? So we're going to use that as a frame of reference to either manifest what we want to be and feel today, moving forward, or what we want to release, right? So let's prepare for that. Let's come into an easy seated position. And if you're sitting in a chair, just making sure that the soles of your feet are planted on the earth. If you're sitting in your car and you're getting a quickie in, that's fine. Just making sure the soles of your feet is just planted still on the mats of your car, which is still, we're going to say, to the earth, right? So we're going to take a couple of deep breaths in, right? So let's take a deep inhale through our nose and exhale. A few more. Inhale through our nose and sigh it out. Inhale and sigh it out. Now, let's just return to normal breathing. And as we continue this practice, I'm going to keep my eyes closed so that I can focus it inwardly at my brow chakra, my third eye. So just start to think about, what are some things that you are seeking to manifest within yourself? You know, for some of us, it may be feeling more joyous. Maybe for others, it may be to seek enlightenment, you know, to seek more clarity about how to move forward and navigate in this physical plane that we're existing within, right? Now, also for those who are interested in releasing energy, think about some of the things that you are holding on to that keeps you heavy in your energy, heavy in your heart, stagnant in any kind of way. Think about some of the words that we saw from anger to aggressiveness to grief to guilt and shame. Think about what it is that you are seeking to withdraw from your spirit, right? And just focus on that. Focus on the experiences that may have led up to it. Focus on the energy in which it creates within you. And if you're not really fully aware of that energy, just try and be present with the emotion itself, right? So we're going to take a deep inhale through our nose. Take a deep inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Again, deep inhale. And exhale. Now, on this next conscious breath that we will do together, we're going to inhale through our nose and we're going to breathe into our lotus flower. And in fact, you may want to actually tilt your head into the flower, breathe into it. And as I'm demonstrating it, we're not doing it just yet. We're going to close our lotus flower with our Anjali, our devotional mudra hand, right? And then what we're going to do after that, moving forward, is we're going to turn into another mudra and flip it for prosperity. So if you can see that my thumbs are interlocked, right? My fingers are spreaded and my palms is facing down to the earth. It's like as if I'm sending that into the energy of the earth, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. So let's bring our hands, palms and fingers back together, pressing on each other. Let's open our fingers up for the Lotus Mudra. And let's take a deep breath in together. So let's inhale. Focus on the energy that you want to manifest or transmute. Exhale into the lotus flower. Close our hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And flip it for prosperity. Let's turn into that mudra where our thumbs are interlocked. Good. Inhale our arms above our heads. Fingers spreaded or joint towards the earth or the sky, as we call it, the goddess Nut. The sky goddess Nut, bringing our palms together, exhaling our palms right back to our heart chakra. Let's do that again. Inhale our arms above our heads. Palms join, exhale, bringing our hands down. Knowing that the universe, that the goddess Mother Earth provides and does answers to the metaphysics of the practice of yoga, as it means oneness. So let's plant our hands onto our knees. And if we're sitting down, making sure that whether we're easy seated pose or in a seat, making sure that our necks and our spines are aligned. In fact, we want to inhale our shoulders up towards our ears. Exhale, rolling them back. So your heart should be a bit more elevated with confidence, right? So we're going to inhale our hearts forward and exhale, rolling back. We call this seated cat and cow. So if you're sitting down, just making sure that your hands is planted on your thighs is enough. If you're in an easy seated pose on your mat, you want to make sure that your hands is on the palms of your hands is on your knees or holding your shins, however you choose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So as we were explaining last class, seated cat and cow. When you inhale your hearts forward and you exhale and you roll your back. Inhale, hearts forward. Exhale, roll your back. What we're doing is we're opening up the heart chakra. Not only we're opening up the heart chakra, we're sending it oxygen, love. We're also tapping into our belly, our solar plexus, and our womb, which is the sacral chakra. So this is really healthy for prenatal mothers, right? For mothers who are, struggling with anxiety, stress, dis-ease, natural things, fear within our situations, fear from just maybe past situations. So that's what this posture does. That's what this asana, as we call it, does. It actually opens us up, help us move that energy, circulate it from the base of the spine to the heart. So let's continue. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. And as you can imagine, if you're not prenatal, this energy still works as the same. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, let's neutralize our back and our spine. Let's take a deep inhale in. Holding it. And exhale. Let's bring our palms together. Generate some warmth to them, rubbing them together, right? Just bring our palms together. And let's go back to returning to placing the palms of our hands, which is the left hand is considered the heartical hand in Bogo Shanti and Rastafari. And then the right hand, meaning the masculine hand, that's what we will use to protect our wounds, right? So we send protection over our wounds, and we send love, nurturing, and healing over our heart. So take a deep breath in and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Let's join the palms together, right? We're going to do a heart chakra mantra here, focusing in on sending balance to the heart. That is what's coming up via spirit, right? So the heart chakra is the color that coordinates with it is green. The element that coordinates with it is air. The heart chakra is the seat of the upper realms of consciousness. So this is the chakra that you would want to utilize, you would want to keep balanced and healed as much as we can when you are going through lower states of consciousness, which is fear, grief, anger, resentment, guilt, shame, etc. Those energies, right? Lack of confidence, all of those. We will want to keep this chakra open and balanced. Let it be the gateway into the upper realms of consciousness. Take a deep breath in through our nose. Inhale. And exhale. And as we engage within this sacred sound vibration, the mantra of the heart chakra is Yam, Y-A-M, Yam. And on the third breath, we're going to inhale in through our nose and exhale Yam together. So the first breath, take a deep breath in and exhale. Second breath, inhale and exhale. Third breath, inhale for Yam. Yam. Keep in mind that, just taking in the sound itself should just be like a singing bowl, like a crystal singing bowl, right? It does just that effect, right? So let's move our thumbs, elevate them into what is called the crown chakra, the eyebrow chakra, which is the third eye. And let's do some gentle rubs, rubbing, circular motions, reverse the circle. And the importance of this chakra here is just for discernment, just for spiritually seeing what it is we are, being within, existing within, which is life and reality. There has been, and you can reverse the circulations of it. There has been, we engage in life with various planes, with the astral plane, the spiritual plane, the material plane. So we just use this just to discern properly. We can rest instead of our thumbs there. This center here is with the ancients, the ancient Africans, our ancestors, the Kemets, the Cushites, however we identify them. This is what they would say is the highest level of attainment spiritually, which is the eye of Haru, or as they call it, the eye of Horus, right? So we're going to just take a deep breath in to our third eye. Exhale. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Manifesting discernment for the highest good. The mantra is It sounds just like Om, but it's A-U-M. So we're going to take a deep breath in and exhale for Take a deep breath in and exhale. Bringing our palms back towards our heart center, our heart chakra. Inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. I'm going to seal this practice, this meditation actually. We did meditation more than we did yoga, but knowing that there's a balance, right? We're going to seal this practice with the sacred sound of Om. Feel free to jump in or to just breathe. Inhale for Om. Inhale for Om. Inhale for Om. The light within me bows and honors to the light within you. Blessings throughout the day. Namaste. And blessed love. Peace. Thank you, everyone, for joining us in this practice. It's very healing for me.
Absolutely. I feel so refreshed and renewed as always. This practice resets me. I like to say the strong, not the weak. We go through so many different things in our journey throughout the strong. And to be able to just rebalance ourselves out, I feel refreshed and charged, not just for today, but for this new month, celebrating July. I feel a lot of abundant and flourishing energy coming in. So I am grateful. Mrs. Bergang says that was nice. Yes, indeed. You can hear it in my voice. I'm so relaxed. And yet I'm energized. It's amazing. You are truly gifted and talented in your practice and in your yoga instruction and just in being you. So I'm thankful for you just
Love
being
why.
contributing your efforts here with us on Zero to Zen, because I am truly Zen. I feel good, y'all. Just
Yes,
say
feel it
thanks. I
too.
love it every time. I give thanks. I give thanks. And Empress Naya, instead of every other Friday, she's going to make the efforts to join us every Friday. And I'm going to be putting her Cash App up here, you guys, so that you all can donate. And because we're working to get her a headset though, so that she can, be able to be more versatile in her practices as well. Just be able to have free range in what she's doing. And I'm loving it so far. I'm so grateful to have her, to be able to join her with my little tidbits and meditation segment. But I'm always so excited on Friday to do these things. And I'm able to take what she teaches us, because she breaks it down so simply, and implement it into my own practice. So until the next time we meet and I get some more food and fill up on this wisdom that she shares, I'm able to use those things. And it's been really, really profound with this last strong, with the practices and the things that she's setting for us to be able to just achieve our zen and balance ourselves out with so much going on. So thank you again. I do
Yeah.
want to get her website up on the ticker before we leave, and her
Oh,
information, so that you guys can reach out to her. I know some people have already. Please do. She's amazing at what she does. You see her up here, doing her thing. I ain't got to sell her to nobody. You see how she operates, and I'll put it here in the chat, and I also put it on the ticker so that we can know where to find her.
okay, you have it there.
Yeah, I got it. Let me make sure this is his. Yep, this is it.
Okay, good.
All right, there we
And
go.
you all, you get a really give thanks, goddess. We get a really full practice because one of the natural practices that I also would say is key in terms of naturally balancing oneself and healing is acupuncture with when it's done with the needles. So imagine that we're actually doing tapping, right? Which is similar to acupressure. And it what it does is it stimulates healing as in within the energy centers, and then also the organs that or the vortexes or the energy points that it activates. So utilizing that ancient practice, right, because that is an ancient tool, with the element of yoga, which is also an ancient tool that has existed throughout the course of time in various civilizations, is it does work. With consistency, you would notice and reap the benefits. Oxygen is one that I think is just as important as water. So when we're dealing with the natural elements of earth, wind, and fire, connecting our physical selves to the earth, utilizing the breath, to intake more oxygen, and also utilizing other elements that we don't really need nothing but just ourselves, that it does to the kind of detoxification on a cellular level, within ourselves, so we don't have to be too external, you know. It does do that on those levels, so I really give thanks for this practice. I was fully present, and the tapping itself coupled with this, it was just so healing for me.
Agreed. Agreed. I feel like I feel amazing. I really truly do. And thank you for speaking about how the elements. People always like, they think it's so far fetched when you speak about connecting ourselves with the elements. Just even things like breathing, it's connecting with the air element and the heart space, and it's all oneness. So I thank you for always giving that background information, because there's so many misconceptions about the body, about how we take care of our temples, about yoga. So when we can educate people while we provide this practice, I think it goes so much further than people doing things that they're just told. I think that mimics a lot of religious activities. So when we talk about spirituality, it's not necessarily a certain way or a certain look you have to be, but operating in freeness and oneness with yourself and with nature. And that's when we talk about, just being free and open to knowing and choosing to do things rather than just operating out of, I think this is the right thing. And we also create this platform for people to be able to ask questions. So if you have any questions about the yoga practices, I know previously I heard someone say, oh, yoga was worshiping other gods and goddesses and deities, and yoga evokes evil spirits. All of these things, it can be there's a lot of talk going around about it, but yoga is empowering for self. So when we talk about God, we're talking about empowering self and being able to honor decisions and make choices for you. So if I don't think, like, in my opinion, that it crosses any boundaries of like religious activity, but that to each their own. I love and appreciate what yoga has done for my life. It has enriched my life. My children practice yoga. My husband practices yoga. It's a way of life for us. So I say get to know the person and evaluate how you feel. Like somebody said, it was so nice. It's so, relaxing. Something that's bad or low vibrational is not going to have that type of effect on you most times. So I just say evaluate your teaching. And most of y'all that hang out here, Blooming Lotus Birthing and Womb Wellness, are familiar with me. So I'm not around here doing things to people that are low vibrational. Yoga again, it is so powerful, but I haven't seen a person harmed by practicing yoga. I haven't in my personal account. Have you, Empress?
Well, injury, yes. If you are doing certain things that isn't, the way it should be done, you can injure yourself in yoga. That's absolutely.
Absolutely. With the physical, I've actually I've hurt my toe pushing myself too far. But just kind of leaning into, I think a lot of the people who follow me are kind of from the Bible Belt. And I don't know why I'm feeling led to even say this, that they were reluctant to even do yoga because it infringed upon their religious beliefs. I had someone personally that in my family, but yeah, I completely agree. You definitely need to listen to your body when you do yoga, or either follow one that's trained, because you can definitely hurt yourself trying to attempt some of these
You're
not doing it right. Breathe wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
So let me rephrase that. People will get hurt if you're doing these things physically and don't know what you're doing. But as far as spiritually, I've never seen anybody get beat up or tore up or emotionally go into a frenzy or anything like that behind yoga practice. Relaxation.
No. Yeah. Just, as I'm coming in while you're reasoning on that, no, you're absolutely right, as it is a medicinal tool. It's like medicine. Yoga is medicine. And I like the idea of it being reinforced as a way of life, because how, ones who are more whole and balanced, right, would see yoga in life, in everyday life. For an example, yoga is food. You have this thing called good karma, and you have this thing called bad karma. And then you have this thing in yoga that is where you generate no karma at all. So in the wise ways of seeing it, you would want to be in a space of generating no karma. You don't need good or you don't need bad, because they're conditions, right, to them. But when you're in a state of no karma, you can obtain bliss more. So when looking at it as a way of life, and knowing that certain foods have bad karma energy, I mean, that's how I see it, at least when I'm applying yoga in everyday life in all aspects of my life and well-being. So say a burger from McDonald's, that has no nutritional value to it, a cheeseburger, a ham cheeseburger, I would say that is yoga still, but it's the kind of yoga where we're getting to, okay, well, this is the bad karmic experiences that you are tapping within, you know. In the practice itself, it's really to utilize the energies within us, you know. So it's the conscious energy. And as you shared in the beginning of this, we have the creative energy, we have the life force energy, and then we have what is the spiritual energy. I know I saw creative energy. I don't know if I saw the other two, or I may have seen spiritual energy. But from that, when we're utilizing yoga, we're utilizing it to raise our consciousness. Now, consciousness is more so in a layman's term, or in plain terms, it's your mindset, you know. It's what you think, you know, and it's how you see the material world, you know, and how you see the spiritual world too. That's what consciousness is mind, body, and spirit, you know, connection. Really, yoga now, it's because it's not really linked to a religion. It's more so a set of practices that is used to harness one's own self energy, and to just know it more, and to utilize it for really more so enlightenment, as we saw it on the chart. That's where we are attaining to go to. We're seeking to get into enlightenment. Enlightenment is the way of channeling the divine. It's the way of holy being, you know. So for those who are really curious about, you know, the practice of yoga and if it conflicts with religion, um, I would say that you are actually in good hands, because what yoga does is it transmutes negative energy. So all of the lower realms of consciousness that we see here, you know, such as grief, shame, those are lower realms of consciousness. Pride itself is a lower realm of consciousness too, even though it's not in red. And it transmutes that, and the idea of it is to activate more holiness within oneself, you know. So it is compatible. It depends on how you exist within your own religion, you know. Are you seeking to evolve within it, you know, because within the practice of yoga, if you see it as a way of life, then you're not really half stepping it. You know, you've surrendered to the practice fully. Therefore, everything that you see is an embodiment of either the negative, the positive, or the neutral. So, yes, I would say for a person who is Christian, or who is of Islam religion, or who is of even the religious or spiritual order of Rastafari or the Orishas, you would want to, or they practice, you know, hoodoo or voodoo or whatever you choose, you would want to try it out, because what the practice does is it helps us with evolving. And not only does it helps us with evolving, but it helps us really with a great deal of navigating life, you know, because life itself, it is an experience. It's a classroom, as I've heard people say. It's a classroom in which we are learning within, but it's an experience that we chose. This is what I say: it's an experience that we chose before we incarnated here. So before we got into this realm, we chose our experiences accordingly, so that we can evolve, and we know what we need to do to evolve. You know, so with this practice, it utilizes the consciousness energy to evolve. And in the meantime of that, it also has healing property as an anti-aging. You don't even look your age. I know my yoga instructor, she's like 50 years old and she looks my age. You know, it helps with replenishing and revitalizing your organs. It repels negativity by even discerning it. Because sometimes you got to know what you're dealing with, you know, and that's how you can repel something is just by knowing what you're dealing with. Or it just repels it in general, you know. So and then also it helps us with being more present, you know, with wanting to explore life a bit more with a balanced state of being. So I hope that helps because I don't really come across too many people who turn away from yoga for religious matters. I come across people who turn away from yoga because they're just not ready to get their health on track. That's what I come across more so. That people just don't really want to be healthy and whole because, you know, it's just something where generations of you know not being healthy within the family has just passed down, and it just, you know, has been normalized, and therefore, you know, the attachment to toxicity is just so great. That's what I come across more, that people are very addicted to toxicity.
And that's true. And that's a part of programming too. And that's really profound. And I'm not even gonna get. I was gonna tap in, but we're out of time here. But I appreciate you sharing that because it just goes to show different parts of the world. We're exposed to different types of thinking and different thought processes, different cultural beliefs. Because a lot of people where I'm from, they not even well, it is a great number that I encounter. They want to be sure that what they're doing isn't something that is religious because they're mindful or wanting to be mindful about giving their power over to something else. And I just tell them that yoga can get deep, as you heard Empress describing the different types of yoga and its origins and how it's used and how really deep it can get. But at the end of the day, what it provides is balance and wholeness, and it doesn't go against self. So when I think about sinning and things of that nature, sins, I think it's anything that goes against your wellness and your well-being, and yoga is not one of those things. So I always tell people to each their own. If you feel like it goes against any practices, then by all means do your research. So we talk about shadow work. Why do you have those belief systems, and what is it? Are you being told that, or is there, what is that proving to your being that's saying this is the conclusion that I came up with for myself? So yeah. All right. Absolutely, Trezana. Thank you for y'all joining us. I appreciate you so much, Empress. You are a wealth of knowledge when it comes to yoga. I love when you are teaching and sharing, and you're building, helping us build. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here because you brought up so many different thoughts and so many great points. I wanted to just like, yeah, and amen, corner over there, all of that. But we are out of time. So Monday we will be back, and Monday we will be discussing healthy boundaries, establishing and maintaining healthy boundaries for yourself and for those around you, because everyone wins when we do. Mindfulness Monday, 11 a.m. Monday, same place. We will get that invite to you so you can share it to everybody. Please, if you have not already subscribed to us on YouTube, do so. And Empress, you will be back with us on next Friday, correct?
Blessed. Yes, I would love to. I'm so grateful. See y'all.
Ashe. Okay, Ashe and gratitude. Great love to you all. Have an amazing weekend. Namaste, Soul Tribe. Peace and abundance. Be
Blessed.
well.